Well, here we are again. Thursday, Cornishman Day. I like that, don't you? I do like Cornishman. Have a look, see what's going on. Isn't so much in it as it used to be, is it? Costs a lot more money, but there we are. I hope everybody's okay and stay safe. That's the one. We're doing all right. We're getting there. We're doing all right. I know I've been keeping it like a record. I keep repeating myself, but you've got to think positive. You just got to, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We've got to think of all the nurses, well, all the doctors, everybody, all these workers, volunteers, and all doing a marvellous job. And I thank them from the bottom of my heart, and well, everybody else's heart too. I think we should never forget. Never forget. Now this here one's by Liz Arman again. This one's called The China Doll. To own a China doll was every little dream, and this particular year, Jacko and Lizzie Matthews counted up all their sevens in the ditty box and found that they could afford to take their two young daughters to the Christmas market and let them choose, within reason, just what they wanted for their Christmas present. The eldest, Inez, from her superior age of 11, decided that she would like a silver locket. Renee, at the age of 4, wanted a china doll. Until that time, she had only ever had wooden peg dolls. So they set off in the wagonette to Penzance that Christmas Eve, and Inez's locket was soon purchased. That locket, a few years later, was destined to be borrowed by Renee to wear to a gala and duly lost in the steer field at Tarif. Then they went to search of the china doll. Now, Renee, as a small child, would often be struck with spells of silence. During these spells, she would only nod, shake her head, or point, and on this particular and special day, Renee was in one of these silent moods. They began their search in a shop called Levine's on the corner of Causeway Head and the Green Market. In the toy department was a wonderful display of dolls. One by one, the dolls were taken down from the shelf for Renee to inspect. Each one was duly rejected with a shake of the head. The one she wanted was high up on the shelf, tucked in the corner. Her parents were getting tired and irritated. Jacko said to the assistant, "You better take that one down, seeing she's made her mind up on it." The young lady then took Jacko and Lizzie aside and explained that the reason she hadn't taken it down was because the arm was damaged. Once again, they tried to persuade Renee to have one of the others, and once more all she would do was shake her head and point. By this time, Jacko's patience had run out. Barely controlling his temper, he said, "All right, enough's enough. If that's the one she wants, leave her have 'em." To Liz's misgivings, he replied, "Don't worry, mother. I know what to do with the young demon." Instructing Lizzie to take Inez to the eating house in the Green Market, he took Renee up in his arms, together with the unwrapped doll, and carried her down to Market Jew Street, where the crowds were thickest. There, amongst the Christmas revellers, shoppers and carriages and wagonettes, he continually told her, "Hold on that doll tight, mind. Take care of it. Don't get broke, and mind you don't drop it." As they forced their way through the crowds, a horse there was right behind them suddenly pushed his head over Jacko's shoulder, scaring Renee so much that she almost dropped the doll. On retrieving it from her father's arms, knocking his bowler hat off in the process, she discovered the doll's damaged heart. "Oh, my soul, Dad," she cried, breaking her silence. "That dirty get horse have broke my doll's arm. But never mind, I do love her just the same. I'll always love her." Having satisfactorily solved the problem, Jacko now felt safe to join Lizzie and Inez at Warren's eating house in the Green Market. A cut off the joint of roast beef with a bit of mustard, some fresh bread and butter washed down with a cup of tea would set him up proper. He needed it. Renee was a grown woman before she was told the true story. She always did love that doll, and it was the only china doll she ever had. I'm doing this here one now by David Prowse, about Valentine's. A bit early, I know, but there we are. "I only ever sent one," old Jan was telling me. A youth was I, with gormless, foolish ways. Fenella was a strapping maid, unfortunate in looks, seemed destined to be single all her days. To her I sent this Valentine, intended as a joke. The words I wrote it upon it still remain. "I'll marry you, my darling, for my heart is yours to keep. And all you have to do is find my name." I thought no more about it, merely chuckled to myself, but poor Fenella took it all to mind and broadcast from the village store for all the world to hear the contents of that silly Valentine. For weeks I kept my head down whenever she came close, until the Women's Institute Bazaar. I thought I'd take a look around, but there, upon a stool, Fenella sat with tickets and a jar. "Come and buy some raffle tickets, Jan," she squawked to me. So I handed her a bob to keep the peace. But as I signed the raffle book and gave her back the stubs, you'd think the hounds of hell had been released. She kicked away the stool and threw her arms around my neck. I'll swear she had a grip like Clance's bear. I recognised that writing she was bawling in my ear, till I wrenched away and left her standing there. Upon my trusty bike I jumped like a scolded tabby cat and pedalled like a demon down the road. I never once looked backwards, nor as much as paused a breath, till the tires beneath me threatened to explode. 'Twas months before it all died down. A letter came from home to say Fenella's house was up for sale. "The coast is clear," my mother said. "She'll bother you no more. She's gone to be a missionary in hell. So take this as a warning. If you stir a woman's heart, don't meddle with the ones that you dislike. Don't tamper with affections you have no desire to win. And never send a valentine unless you ride a bike." Thanks very much.